Peace. $1.50, 2G, what it is. You already know. 2G's equal to 2,000. What it is being the rest. Yo, it just sounds live. Peace. $1.50. Let me pluck a card. Ace of club, you know what I mean? Yo, cavemen used to carry clubs around and bust their females over the head, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yo, so back to the drone. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting the drone. I'm gonna get the drone. I'm not going on a tour. It could be dangerous and everything because the president, is the president. You know what I mean? People don't agree with the president. Some people do. You know what I mean? It's a little discrepancy. Vaccine distribution not quite matching the supply and demand. Where if early detection patients was flooded in the hospitals and full-blown patients was flooded in the hospitals based on being on respirators and barely being alive and having to die if anything got in their way in the hospitals. Paxlovid pill being in Amazon would be more feasible to eliminate the congested situation that's at the hospitals. So since that situation isn't being addressed, it's like, it may be some friction or something, going on a mini tour, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna leave that alone, you know what I mean, for a minute anyway. Or I might not announce it, or I might do it a certain way, but I'm gonna get the drone. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the drone. The drone is gonna be like a five, you know what I mean, a fire joint. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a fire joint. So listen, I got the Nikon. The Nikon crazy, you know what I mean? The Nikon crazy, you know what I mean? Just be like, boom, yo, start vlogging, you know what I mean? Crazy. Yo, so the Nikon, if you go to YouTube Corporation right now, I got the vlog from the church. I went to church. And when I went to church, it was like I got a Bible. You know what I mean? I sat down. I went through some of the service. I got a Bible. They have Bibles available. I got a Bible. And it was like, it was an experience. You know what I'm saying? I had my own little service afterwards. You know what I'm saying? After I had my own little service, I was in traffic, like watching out for the cars going by because I didn't have my own joint. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be... I'm gonna push my own joint one day. You know what I mean? I usually push my joint, but since it's like a major issue now, you know what I mean? I'm like, boom, I'm gonna get my joint eventually. You know what I mean? So I'm migrating. I'm reserving all my rights to migrate. You know what I mean? Any place in the world. You know what I mean? I reserve all my rights. You know what I'm saying? I never lost my rights to migrate. I didn't start eating people or nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? So now my joint is like so fire. I reserve all my rights to migrate. I reserve my rights to, freedom of religion. I can believe what I want to believe so long as it doesn't affect another. You know what I'm saying? When you exhaust your rights to believe in what you believe in, you start being seen as a cult, and you start being seen as a some type of corrupt organization or something. I'm talking about the Bible, the Word of God. You know what I mean? God said everything can defend itself, things like that. So it's like, I still do the vlogs. I still do the commercial joints with the hip hop. I still do the music, but the instrumentals, when I do the instrumentals, it's like the instrumentals is so particular. You know what I mean? Like when you upload instrumentals, they so particular about the copyrights on the music. I do most of my joints a cappella anyway. I did a joint a cappella the other day, but I was just messing around. I didn't really get into it. It was like a situation present at the time. So I was like, I just put this joint together. Just put it together and was like, boom, threw it out there. so somebody could hear me, you know what I mean? When nobody don't hear you, it's another thing, you know what I mean? When nobody don't hear you, it's like, well, he ain't gonna say nothing, you know what I mean? We could just do what we wanna do, you know what I mean? Nah, it ain't like that. I'll push the joint and just toss the joint and be like, boom, somebody hear what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Because they listen to what I'm saying normally, but I don't take time out because people don't take time out, you know what I mean? You got an audience and the audience corrupt and all that, people don't take time out to make sure the audience is not corrupt, you know what I mean? You got corrupt audiences now, where I'm in this locality where the school kids don't agree with, me having my own music, my own business, my own everything. And I go through having a corrupt audience, you know what I mean? So, as I relocate anywhere I choose to migrate in the world, that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? So listen, as far as car, boat, bus, plane, and train, you know what I mean? I might not push my joint, you know what I mean, the same way as you would expect. You know what I mean? I might just get 5-star everything, you know what I mean? 5-star this, 5-star that, 5-star this, 5-star that, as opposed to just saying I got a boat, as opposed to saying I got a car. I might just have 5-star everything, you know what I mean? Just go do the amenities, you know what I mean? Boom. Do the amenities and be like, boom, you know what I mean? Because once somebody hear my style, you know what I mean, somewhere real anyway, once somebody real hear my style, they gonna be like, yeah, that's a real style, vaccine distribution, you know what I mean, hip hop headquarters, you know what I mean, automobile industry. Somebody gonna say that's a real style. That's not no made up style. You don't just make up vaccine distribution and it not be real, because the patients have to survive COVID-19. You got migration. Migration is an issue at the border right now where they haven't been vaccinated. They at the border waiting to get in the country and haven't even been vaccinated. So you got vaccine distribution where people in the United States haven't been vaccinated. So all these issues that are circulating as a direct result of COVID-19, it's like it's a lot of business. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of business. It's a huge demand, and they're not reporting all these deaths from COVID-19 after the vaccine process. They said there was some discrepancies with the vaccine being a real being a good vaccine. They saying there's some discrepancies about the vaccine having some side effects. Some type of causing some type of illness that you can't see or something. Something to that effect. They talk about the vaccines aren't 100% in some cases. In some cases, but if you don't take no vaccine, you get pneumonia and all that, and you die. It's no preventive measures in place. So when you don't have no preventive measures hold up, let me plug a card. Jack of clubs, you know what I'm saying? When you don't have no preventive measures in place like vaccines to prevent you from catching COVID, you can possibly catch COVID, going to work, going to the park, going anywhere, you can catch COVID. So it's like, you just take your preventive measures. But when people are migrating from different countries to the United States is like, they're not allowing anybody to come in the country, but people are sneaking in the country and stuff like that. And people are dying that way. People catching COVID that way because they either bringing COVID or they catching COVID, whatever the difference is, and they're not reporting it the same way they did it at first. Now it's like, it's made out to be over, like it's not real no more. You gotta still wear your mask. You gotta still practice social distancing. You gotta still practice hand washing. You still gotta do all of the above that you did when it first hit, because it's still lurking the same way. And when you get it now, if you got vaccinated, you might have coughs, you might have headaches and stuff like that. It still might not be a complete, situation where you don't get sick. You know what I mean? You still get sick if you catch COVID right now, even with the vaccine. So with the vaccine, some people don't take the booster shot. Some people take the booster shot one time and think that's good enough. You don't know what's real. You know what I mean? So when I say if Paxlovid pill was at Amazon and you take the pill 5 days and 5 days later COVID-19 is eliminated, that's based on early detection. That's based on if you go to the party and you just say, well, you want to make sure you don't have it because it ferments into COVID-19. Well, that with early detection and Paxlovid pill at Amazon, you could have Prime membership and get Paxlovid pill delivered to you in the same day. You don't even have to wait. You don't have to wait until it actually gets delivered normally. So when you don't have to wait that long, you just be like, give me the Prime and give me the Prime membership, and when the pill come out, you just get the pill, if you need it. So all the patients in the hospitals that's in the hospital now, this is real. This is not no game. This is real. This is not no situation where it's over. They making it seem like it's over. It's not over, and it's all types of politics involved. Of public making it public that it's not over and stuff like that. It's politics involved. People don't want to report it. People don't want to make it seem like it's more than what it is. People don't want to make it seem like there's less than what it is. It's people really participating in causing people to die a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because people dying as a direct result of the abandonment of responsibility is to report, how many people are dying and stuff like that. When people don't think people are dying, they just, go to the party with no mask on. No mask, no social distancing, no hand washing, and it's, no booster shots. I took my booster shot a few weeks ago, but I'm not, I haven't taken the brand new booster shot. They come out with brand new booster shots every so often. I haven't taken the most brand new booster shot. You're supposed to get it like once a year or something like that. Something like that. I'm not sure exactly what the time frame is, but every so often, I got my vaccine, information. Every so often, you get your booster shot based on, knowing when you had your last one, stuff like that. But, based on practicing in that field, me personally, I'm trying to get the Paxlovid pill at Amazon, so all people that detect that they got COVID in a day or two can take the COVID-19 pill Paxlovid at Amazon, and COVID-19 be gone in 5 days after you take it. I'm trying to get that so everybody that enters the country from the border, everybody that go to the party, everybody that go to the rallies, the political rallies, everybody that's at work, if you catch COVID at any point, you can immediately eliminate COVID. It's not like it to be full blown and you can eliminate it once you catch it. Once it's full blown. It's not like that. It's like soon as you catch it, you can get rid of it. Some diseases you can't get rid of as soon as you catch it. Like AIDS, you can't never get rid of AIDS. AIDS is like, it's always there or something. They got medications for it, but you can't get rid of it. Up to date, I'm pretty sure you can't get rid of it. It's like you can treat it, but you can't get rid of it. So being able to get rid of COVID-19 is real. If I can get the pill to Amazon and it be exercised, because if I can get the pill at Amazon and people start taking the pill 5 days later, and the pill and COVID-19 is gone, that means the hospitals aren't flooded. The hospitals aren't flooded with patients that just caught COVID and having symptoms like headaches, coughs, and things like that, and not flooding the hospitals. You don't even know what they got when they first get to the hospital. The doctor just treat people, like a mechanic in a automobile repair shop. He has to put you on, he has to evaluate you, diagnose you with having COVID. Well, when you take the home test kit, when you take the early detection kit test, when you take the early detection test or the home test, you find out you got COVID based on just taking the test. When you go to the hospital, they say, well, have you been, they check to see if you've been in a party, check to see if you've been around a large crowd, they check to see if you've been around certain stuff. They don't just assume you have COVID. You take that test, then you have to take other tests too. Like you might have to take a blood test for other things, AIDS, anything. Because your symptoms can be related to anything. So now, your symptoms can be related to anything. It's like a mechanic fixing a car. When a mechanic fixing a car, you don't know what's wrong with it. It's just, smoke coming out of the muffler and the car shaking. You know what I mean? He don't know what's wrong with it. He just know it's like, it might be a characteristic of some spark plug being bad or something. He just know that. But, a doctor knows the same thing about people being sick and, and the symptoms of COVID being in one place and symptoms of AIDS being another and symptoms of pneumonia and the flu. The doctor knows what the characteristics are. So saying that to say, when the doctor knows the characteristics, the doctors, have to fix you the same way a mechanic fixes a car. Pretty much. And, when that's so time consuming from person to person, that creates an influx of patients all for one thing. You know what I'm saying? All for different things, but all for different things, but for one, with one COVID-19 extreme. Because COVID-19 is an issue. The flu is an issue, AIDS is an issue, but right now COVID-19 is lurking, in the rallies and at the border, and all these different parties, and COVID-19 is killing people. So now it's like, the doctor has the burden of, without Paxlovid bill being in Amazon, people that just go to the party, just go to the rallies, just go to wherever, in these large crowds and catch COVID, the doctor's responsible for those patients and the patients that are on respirators, being treated at the same time in all those different directions of people that are sick for whatever else. So that's a crazy field to be in, you know what I mean? Because people are actually dying constantly. Crazy field. But if I have a situation where I say, well, instead of rush hour just having people go to work and leave work during the day, during certain business hours, let's take nighttime, for instance. Nighttime, there's no traffic, no people working, everything is pretty much shut down during the night. Let's take nighttime and take half of the people that's working in rush hour during the day and put those people at work during the night and combat COVID-19 from different angles, hypothetically. Now, when I suggested something like that before, I suggested it, but I didn't sit down, dwelling on it, because there was no vaccine at the time. There was no vaccine, and it was just like a preventive measure without any preventive measures. I've been doing this for a minute. I've been doing this before there was a vaccine. I've been doing this before, when they had when they had curfews, I've been pursuing, vaccine distribution, without it actually being a vaccine. When they had curfews, I was saying, well, who has the most? Because they had a SARS medication that treated COVID, but it only certain people had access to the medication. It was only they could treat COVID, but based on the large numbers of people that was catching COVID, they couldn't treat COVID. Only certain people got it. Only certain people got treatment. Like Donald Trump got COVID, and they treated him, and he left the hospital, and he was treated. He didn't have COVID no more. So when he had caught it, they treated him. But all the people that died, they couldn't treat him. There was too many people to treat. So it's a demand for it. You know what I'm saying? It's a demand for Paxlovid pill to be in Amazon, because all of the people that just catch it right now can go to Amazon with Prime membership, and 5 days later get the pill, and COVID-19 is gone. Not you get sick later, it's gone completely. So, battling my videos, battling the content of what I'm saying right now. Hold up. Battling the Ace of Hearts. You know what I mean? The Ace of Hearts is going to represent, where people's hearts is at. You know what I'm saying? Where people's minds are that are listen to what I'm saying, and still knowing that this deck of cards is transferring as I speak. When I transfer this Ace of Hearts, this Ace of Hearts is going to transfer with all the other cards that are transferred, and it's going to be, what I'm saying is going to be equivalent to 52 cards in a deck. And when I finish showing these cards, flashing these cards, I'm going to count all the cards together and make sure it's 52 cards. Maybe not on video, but I'm going to make sure I count the 52 cards to make sure, my principles of 52 cards in a deck transfer. So that's the Ace of Hearts. And this is how many cards I plucked so far. This is how many cards I plucked so far. And this is how many I have left. So it's pretty much half a deck. These are the big cards. These are the big cards. These are pretty much these are big cards. These are like flash cards almost. But like I was saying, let me shuffle these. I don't want to show the cards or nothing. Like I was saying, when these cards transfer, they transfer, and what I'm saying transfers it simultaneously with a deck of cards digitally. When I'm transferring this type of information, I'm going through resistance of people tampering with my YouTube channel, tampering with my videos, tampering with what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So when I pluck one of these cards, boom, 6 of spades. Some people believe 6 of spades, it means death. You know what I mean? Some people, this gets serious. This gets, in detail, because gypsies believe that the 6 of spades, it means something. You know what I mean? These cards transfer, 52 of them, and 6 feet deep. You know what I mean? It gets deeper than just card playing. You know what I'm saying? So listen, when I transfer my information, it's based on, COVID-19 being present, the hip hop headquarters needing sick pay, the hip hop headquarters needing retirement, the hip hop headquarters itself doesn't need sick pay, the hip hop headquarters itself doesn't need retirement, hip hop doesn't have sick pay, hip hop doesn't have retirement, hip hop doesn't have bail, hip hop doesn't have 401k savings, hip hop doesn't have vacations where you get out of school, drop out of school, and pursue a music career, and and they say make more music. We want more of your music, and you don't have any experience, but they put the burden on you of making more music while your vacations are based on how much money you spend on your vacations and spend your money and spend your money and spend your money. So vacations stress factors be out the roof. You got to pay your bills and keep up with your health and you know and pursue a career too. So it's like, all these factors are present in hip hop. So I said I'll do a hip hop headquarters. I'll take my efforts and my music and speak on having hip hop bail, hip hop courtrooms, hip hop police, hip hop transportation. Here's an issue that transferred in my own personal situation where I was on a Greyhound bus and somebody said, can you move your leg over? It's not enough room. You know what I mean? You kind of tall and you taking up a lot of room. And I was doing weed legal at the time. When I was doing weed legal, I didn't have any representation. I didn't have any car. I didn't have any record deal. I didn't have nothing was set etched in stone that I was supposed to have. With a hip hop headquarters, hip hop training. Now imagine, having a million fans on YouTube, a million subscribers on YouTube, and you catch a bus and you trying to get a record deal with a million subscribers, and all those people following you and listening to what you're saying, and you don't have no experience, no training. You know what I'm saying? So the hip hop headquarters is going to afford people training, afford people vacations, afford people retirement, sick pay, afford people bail, afford people union membership. You know what I mean? When you have union membership, you have to pay dues. You save up money in a way that the union represents you. The union, as you pursue your career in hip hop, the union that you would be affiliated with represents you. Nobody can just pull you over and tamper with your car and, your career be in jeopardy. Union to represent you. You have a union. A union to show up in court and say, well, you messing with one of our members, this is official business. Let me pluck another card because, right when I hit a 5 of diamonds, right when I hit a punch point in my conversation where representation for hip hop headquarters is an issue, 5 of diamonds, like a diamond is forever, you know what I'm saying? Right where, I reach a punch point, I try and make sure, I pluck a card at the same time because it's relevant at the same time, you know what I mean? And it's a calculation. 52 cards in deck and it's calculated, you know what I mean? It's 52 cards in deck and 13 cards in each suit. And there's 4 suits. 4 times 13 is 52. It has to add up mathematically, digitally on YouTube. I don't care who's manipulating my videos and my views. It's irrelevant. My information is real information. Now the automobile industry, they can hear me through my music. I'll use a car content video and record music. As I see the car, I might see a characteristic in the car that sounds like something I have said already, or something that looks futuristic, like a Lamborghini. A Lamborghini is futuristic, and I talk of infiniti. I talk of different subjects that are relevant in the future. Like somebody could be younger and just automatically guarantee that they're going to be in the future. They're going to be alive in 2032. That's not always the case. That's not always the case. You can get shot in tomorrow and not make it to 2032. Anything can go wrong. You can get sick, COVID-19, not make it to 2032. You can get hurt. You can get hurt bad. 2032 is not the same place. You have to watch out. You have to be mindful when you're being trained in the hip hop headquarters, not to guarantee that because you're younger that you automatically going to be in 2032 with your music. It doesn't work like that. You have to take preventive measures every step of the way, and you have to be trained to do that. You know, you telling other people how to live through your music. You know what I'm saying? You telling other people to like your music. You telling other people to listen to what you're saying. And when they listen to what you're saying, you telling other people not to react off what you're saying, not to get in trouble, not to connect you to what they're saying, or connect you to what they're doing. Connect what you're saying to what they're doing, and you get in some trouble. You know, when they have people in jail right now because of the content of their music, they haven't been trained. They just dropped out of school probably and started making music. Becoming affiliated with other people that might be involved in crime or corruption. And it's just what it is. It's no guarantees every step of the way. But the hip hop headquarters is going to afford, ultra type standards so that people won't just be exposed to the elements of violence and corruption like they have been in the past. People have, without guidance, you have to depend on what you know or your personality to survive. When I make a video on YouTube, I say, listen, don't gossip. Don't do this. Don't do that. It may jeopardize your career. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna be doing this, in the future. You know what I mean? I give people that don't hear nothing something to listen to, some type of guidance without being paid for it. I haven't been paid for it, but they probably be successful in everything to the extent of what type of quality music they create. But hip hop is one genre, R&B is another. It applies universally, but I'm only doing hip hop. I'm not doing R&B. I'm not doing anything but hip hop. And when I'm doing hip hop, I'm doing hip hop in a way that I might not even like people from different countries in my organization, in my music. Hypothetically, this is hypothetical. I might not agree with anybody other than black people being in the hip hop headquarters. So I have to be flexible. I have to say, well, this is the United States. This is hip hop headquarters. Okay, we're going to take some of the people from different ethnic backgrounds and say, well, let me pluck a card. For spades, you know what I'm saying? For spades. For spades. For blacks, you know what I mean? For blacks, for spades, for what it is, you know what I'm saying? So when I say that, I'm not saying the 52 cards is going to interrupt what the difference is. I'm saying that the hip hop headquarters is going to have multicultural background included in what the organization represents. Nothing less than what it has been in the past, but what hip hop has been in the past, it's just transcended through time. It hasn't really been successful. It hasn't been a success to have all these different ethnic backgrounds in one organization. It's never been an organization for hip hop. It's never. McDonald's has a headquarters. Burger King has a headquarters. Wendy's has a headquarters. It's no hip hop headquarters, and the millions of dollars that gets paid on taxes is spent without no regard for hip hop itself. You know what I mean? Hip hop just looked like a bunch of kids or adults that took their time in creating a craft and never actually was recognized for their efforts. Never really. They get paid, but they not acknowledged in a way that it's a real business. They're not acknowledged in the way that they could be driving down the street and get pulled over and say, what are you, a drug dealer? They not acknowledged in a way that they could have a business and somebody, breaking a store and, it's not as real as a bank. Hip hop is not seen as real as a financial institution. It's not seen as real as a police station. It's not seen that real. It's seen to be like some playful environment to be in, playful environment that people misconstrue it to be less than a business. It's a business. Hip hop is a business, and it's entertainment too, but it has business aspects. So the hip hop headquarters, vaccine distribution, real estate. I do real estate also. Buy low, sell high. I do clothing. I sell clothing. I do real estate. I do hip hop. I do vaccine distribution. I do a number of things. And when I do that, the automobile industry is like right in the midst of it. Because I'll just make my music symbolic to, real life and continue on. Hold on. 6 of diamonds. 6 of diamonds. Six diamonds pays $1.50. So I'll do it that way. I have my music representing car companies, and I'm just doing different things until my 52 cards land where I expect them to land. You know what I'm saying? Where I expect them to land. I don't follow my YouTube channels every step of the way. I got a number of YouTube channels. I don't follow them every step of the way, but when I pluck my cards, it's only 52 of them, and they have to conform to the chess precision. I have chessboard albums. The White Pawn, the Black Queen, the Black King. I have chessboard albums with chess pieces or an album. You know what I'm saying? So having a complete chessboard of albums. You know what I'm saying? I have that chemistry in circulation. But it's not being acknowledged. I'm not let alone hip hop not being acknowledged for its presence in the mainstream, let alone my music not being acknowledged in the mainstream. Hip hop albums, chess albums. You know what I mean? If you got chess albums, that sounds kind of crazy. Like I add on you know what I mean? It's like there's life, there is no death, is where I add on like a daily degree. If that's the type of content I generate, there is life, there is no death. It's where I add on like a daily degree. If I have a chessboard album like that, and the Gold King doesn't transcend through time, the precision of 52 cards would complement, what I'm saying. What I'm saying, the catalyst is hip hop, and what I'm saying is the direction could be 52 cards. 52 cards in the deck. Jack of diamonds. Peace. $1.50. 2G what it is. 2G's equal to 2,000. What it is being the rest. Sounds live. Peace.